Hello everybody and welcome back to more Coffee Talk. We are returning after the cuteness that was Hyde last time. I'm wondering who we will see today. But let's see. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. Robots asked to give ultimate advice. Elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. Good to know. Good evening. Oh, we're starting already, are we? Let's see. A girl always has her secrets. Top of the morning to y'all, hungover but feeling awesome, question mark. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. No deliveries today, we'll resume tomorrow. Okay, got it. Alright, who's here? Oh, Jorji! Officer, welcome! Hey, Abby. How are you doing? Not good? Not good. Officer?
Oh, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now.
No worries. Work issues?
What else?
I'm all ears if you want to chat.
You're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Abby.
What happened?
Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth.
Are you talking about your recent patrols? Oh, the tree.
Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple of days.
Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything?
Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple blurry things. They ran off, turned the corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats, but neither fits with what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know? The laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles.
Giggles? Can werebeasts giggle?
Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really.
I see. So what's next?
I have some ideas, but they're just mild theories at this point, or wild theories.
What have I got on here? Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than the ones from America? Because they have French horns. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Good job, Lucas.
In short, I'm stumped. You know, Yabby, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see?
Oh? What about them?
As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such.
Oh, Does that mean banshees were a part of the fairy folk?
Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions.
Apparitions?
Yes. Apparitions like... ghosts.
Oh no.
Ghosts? Ghosts!
Ghosts!
I see. What do you mean, I see?
Huh?
Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you?
I'm not sure I follow.
Bud, come on. Ghosts don't exist.
I mean, if banshees and friggin' satyrs and werewolves and vampires exist, why wouldn't ghosts exist? There's aliens too, Jorji. Ghosts are where you draw the line.
Do they? 'Cause if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now.
Ah, right, the tree.
Does that mean it's haunted?
It could be. Calm down. Take a breath.
Don't get how you can be so calm about this.
Huh? Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. True, we even had Gala here when he was in a fury. Some of them are so out of this world even. Ha, I see what you did there. Sometimes literally.
You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here.
Don't say that. Everyone has their own peccadillos?
True that.
If you don't mind telling me, though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts?
Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway.
That's understandable.
All you need to know is that my fear was never caused by actual ghosts.
Oh?
Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Yabby. But that's all I'm willing to share, for now.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
You know, it's funny. My grandpop was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble.
I see, that makes sense.
They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know, the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the zenness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know?
I think you almost got it.
Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't be. On that note, Yabby, you've seen my lighter, right?
I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it by now, yes.
My bad. The thing was originally my grandpop's. He brought it sometime after the war ended.
Did he buy it at the ferry market?
It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from.
Ah.
At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veterans support nearby and all.
Did he buy it at the ferry market? That's what it's sounding like to me.
Right. Now about that street. You see, my grandpop liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there, along with pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things.
Oh, I see.
You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it is?
The ferry market. You mean...
Bourne Street. Uh-huh. It wasn't called that before, that's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and it checks out.
Does that mean the vendors he was talking about?
Bingo. And you know what? He brought the lighter. He bought the... That's what I thought!
Wow, what a coincidence!
Are you sure it's only a coincidence?
What do you mean?
Come on. Ain't no way there's just coincidences, Yabby. Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me.
Huh?
Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's.
Right?
Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. The tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see.
Right?
Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation and tell me who's in charge of the case? Me! And then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the ferry market, information I wouldn't have even remembered on my own.
Right?
And now we know why I kept losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me.
Well, if you list them all in order like that.
I'm telling you, Yabby, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know?
But I always thought you were pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer.
Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Did they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows?
Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep.
Huh? What's that?
No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch.
Yeah?
The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme, from local comforts to really special stuff, and I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you.
Oh?
It's something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients.
Huh. Protection from what, though?
from evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help use your mind a bit?
Ah, gotcha. But Yabby, even if the whole situation is, haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits. Right?
I wouldn't know, but I might need your lighter.
What for?
Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it the extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean.
What are you gonna make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here.
Officer Jorji's lighter. It exudes an interesting feel. Now we know why. Thank you.
Okay, then make me this magical drink you learned, Yabby.
Alright, it's coffee, honey, lemon. I remembered. Oh my god! Wow! Here, you can have it back. Take it. Don't leave it with me, please. Here you go.
Oh, wow. The drink does light up, huh?
What's this? I want to see. What is this drink? I want to see. The spell-laden, alcohol-imbued Galician drink is known to ward off evil spirits. Just look at it. Yup, this is a special just for you. So don't tell anybody.
Roger that. Here you go. Oof, careful. Dang, Yabby. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink?
I have no idea. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens.
I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Yabby. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better.
Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can.
Thanks. Man, at least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh?
Huh? Wait, what? Why is there a dark side detective photo on an achievement? Unlock conversation with Detective McQueen? Who? Huh? What are you doing here?
Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease.
I've been meaning to play this game. Why are you here?
Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. McQueen? Is that you?
You know each other?
Hello, Williams. It's been a while. Huh, it is you. The surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there.
What's going on? You know each other?
More or less. We were brunch buddies.
Brunch buddies?
Brunch buddies. I feel like I'm meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone, but I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones.
I guess I need to start playing Dark Side Detective next, don't I?
Without a doubt.
I'll just take both your words for it.
Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee.
Hey!
Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust ghosts? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Yabby about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly-looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day.
Ah, I remember that.
Heh. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit it out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I'd probably have lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody, that's who. Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like I'm missing out on some important information.
You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case. We were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exercise the place, right? But the husband, he caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So, I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out. Bam! Next minute, all of this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions. Classic ghost tricks. Then, before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at the pottery wheel and... Oh no! No, not this movie! Wait. Isn't this the plot of the 1990 film Ghosts? Oh. Maybe? We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Oh? Who are you? Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Dooley, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's very bready rain. There's filling all over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up, though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what'd I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey, ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. Okay, fucking Scully. So you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah. What you said, that they're just like us, that's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly, they used to be alive, just like us. As long as they don't try to eat / possess / violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture, listen to their issues and spectral whales. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Which should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best not to overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Uh-oh, are they here for the aliens? Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. What? Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Ugh. Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen, a lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, coffee wizard. Take care. Bye. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Yabby? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1 million now. I'm very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Abby. I really did nothing much. Are you going to be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Alright then. Maybe I'll go check the stock and... Uh-oh. Huh? Huh? Oh, Riona! Miss Riona, welcome! Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's a construction work taking place on Lenora Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with lemon and a touch of honey. Okay. Tea, lemon, honey. Ooh! Serve it. Cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss. Let me just double check some things. Sweet and memorable, like summertime blues.
Did our friendship go up? It did! That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet but well balanced with lemon, and the slight bitterness of tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Jorji by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh? What do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh? An email address and phone number are written on it, belonging to Riona Sheeran. A piece of blue card with email address and phone number. I will take care of it, I promise, next time I see him. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable, though. But it was not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please, do let me know. It is the least I could do, as I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. I think it helped more than anything, Riona. He remembered something important now. I mean, because Officer Jorji is human, and we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. Oh. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Huh? Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this on to him. Okay, thank you. You're very welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late, and I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. That may actually be part of the problem, I am afraid. But pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good or a bad thing? Oh, that's why your throat's hurting, huh? It's troubling. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't necessarily mean it in a negative way. It's just... I used to believe that I had settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance. Even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You could probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher. Just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% going to work. Because you'll have to do it way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right. I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason, I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity? Did something happen? He was stuck? Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Oh? I might have seen it. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud. All sounds in order? And extremely drunk? Oh, really? He denied it at first. But it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right? So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Alright, you got me there. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. Huh? It appears he had dinner with his team. Oh, did it not go well? And he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. Miss. However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. Is it though? Uh-oh. Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. It's just... how can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believed that, with the number of rejections I have received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at the moment? That's capitalism, baby. How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all and end-all. What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, and ask for guidance or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles. Or be able to safely recognize warning signs without learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? see. Still... Miss Riona? Yes? Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Whoa! But I thought you're located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly near the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. If not for the fact he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Welp! His hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet. Ah. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though. I ended up taking him for a drive, though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late-night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why? Concerned you may have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. Oh, Yavi, you'll be fine. I sort of want to know you just so you can inform Officer Jorji about it. Oh? Why? His daughter loves pies. Oh, yeah! Maybe he can talk to his daughter about the supernatural stuff and then get her a pie, since apparently she still isn't really talking to him. When his car was vandalized, Officer Jorji had plans to buy pies for his family get-together, but the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite, so I wonder if he knows about it already. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub. Very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie, and it serves fresh pies until 1 a.m. Interesting. Good to know. Thanks. Getting back to the story, though. You both went for pies, then? Yes, and that seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you each get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Ouch. I feel betrayed, truly. Oh, but it was my suggestion since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. I apologize. I'll live. Maybe. A little piece of advice, though. A glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. Oh, that's really good information to know. I wonder how many times our character has had to tell that to people who came in here. This is why you are the best barista, Yabby. Thank you. Okay, my feelings are hurt slightly less now. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of Hibiscus Butterfly mint pie myself, or blueberry mint pie, and just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Drinks aside, what an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order it next time. Please do. And so, we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal, despite many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive at all. Really? Why? It is... Huh? On second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. Probably best. I apologize. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Really? Yes, surprisingly. And before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m. Must have been a gripping conversation. I am not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Weren't you tired as well? No. I should go now. All right. Will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Yabby. No problem at all. Anytime. Have a good evening then, Yabby. Come back again soon. Bye. What an interesting day. That was very interesting. Not only did we help Jorji a lot, and it looks like his lighter might be magic, but we also had a hell of a reference, a hell of a cameo going on in there. And then, oh, poor Riona. Seems like she's got a lot going through her head right now. I hope everyone will be able to deal with their stuff, especially the fairy market. I want to know more about that. What's going on? Maybe the lighter needs to be a remembrance? That's what it seems like to me, at least. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out next time. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, drink some fiery coffee and eat some pie, and have a good day.